and I messed up. And if they will come and listen to this podcast one day, I really apologize that I messed that wedding up because I did not have the skill whatsoever. Even I was thinking the other day that I should just call them and tell them I'm going to do them a free shoot. Now that I have a whole new level in skill, and do them a free shoot worth really a lot of money just to apologize. But there are several things I really want to highlight that really I regret even now not knowing. Number one is that we shot all pictures JPEG. And what happens with that is that when you shoot things JPEG and you want to manipulate pictures, or the client wants something removed on the picture, you are not able to do that because JPEG is compressed form of data. So when you try go and do a lot of editing in Photoshop or Lightroom, the picture falls off. It becomes so muddy and chaotic. It becomes bad. Second thing we did is that we did not know how video is taken during a wedding. So we left all that to the discretion of the videographers we had hired. And what happened, these people really did a very bad job because they did not even take sounds on the camera. They could not have steady shots, and there was so much about that video that was wrong, but we thought it was so good because we did not know how to do it. The third thing is that we did not know anything about Lightroom. Lightroom is a software used for batch editing. If you go to a wedding and you take 1,200 images, you need to have a system where you do culling and where you can do batch editing so that you can be able to produce, even if the client wants 500 images, it's easier to edit in batch edits in Lightroom. So we took almost 1,000 images. We thought that the client wants all the 1,000 images. So we edited all 1,000 images one by one in Photoshop. So I want my producer is really laughing at me because he's just thinking, how can you edit one picture one by one in Photoshop? And they are JPEGs and you're editing in Photoshop one by one. It took us almost 2 months to edit all those pictures. And of course, you can tell if we don't know about Lightroom, even Photoshop, we are not really good in editing. So the only thing we are doing is that when you open the image in Photoshop, we are just going to the camera row and we are just adjusting the hues, saturation, the exposure, the shadows. We think that the best look is the warm look for a wedding, so our temperature is all to the right. And what happened is that by the time we were finishing, the client was so angry that we have saved the images too much. Then when we bring the video, we just edited the video, put good music. At least the editing of the video and the flow of the wedding was good. But then there are some things that the client really wanted on the video that were not in the video. So what we did is that when we finished editing the video, and my friend Eric Morimi is the one who was editing the video, and so when he finished and he brought it to me and I watched and we did some corrections and we said, this is so nice. Remember, Eric Morimi is my roommate and we are editing this video in our house. So when he finished, he said, okay, let's send it to the client. So what we did is that we put it in a CD. That time it was CDs, and we sent it to the client. Immediately we did that, we thought the client would be satisfied because we were satisfied. And what we did is that we took all the raw footages and we deleted them. Why? Because we did not even have hard drives then. We were using our computer storage as our storage. So it was so full. What happened is that the client comes back and says, hey, there is a pastor who is a really friend of ours and spoke in the wedding after the preacher. So we want that video. In the reception, there is one of our uncles whom I love very much, and we want his speech to be part of the video. And then we are telling the client we don't have the raw footage. We are supposed to replace some shots with some other shots. We don't have the footage to do that. So the only correction we would do is the things that the bride and groom said we remove, because we would just cut and join together. So at the end of the day, we realized, oh my God, kumbe you're not supposed to delete the raw footages. Why? Because you have not yet finished the client. You may need to replace. Also, you may need to re-edit the video because you have a different creative idea, or maybe you want to do a trailer video for that. Imagine you did not even know how to do a trailer or a highlight video. So at the end of the day, it was just a mess.